Welcome back to a new video. We are out here today talking about the reason why screen printing with plastisol ink is not that good of a situation. I'm going to show you an example and the reason why I chose the heat transfer vinyl to do vinyl cut, transfer, decal, image, whatever you call it. It's right here on this shirt. As you know, if you're subscribed to the channel, if you're not, you should be. I have millions, not millions of videos, but a couple videos that explaining heat transfer and plastisol ink and screen printing and the difference between screen printing and heat transfer. I used to do screen printing, quit doing screen printing and just resorted back to heat transfer vinyl because it's easier and not so messy. Now here's an example of why I am not doing the screen printing with the plastisol ink. So when I do the screen printing, I mean not the screen printing, but when I do the images with the plastisol heat transfers, that's different. Here's an example of a sweatshirt that I made that, you know, Crusader skateboards, because that's what I do and that's the skateboards that I skate. And I made this sweatshirt and I did it, it's a two color, so it looks like flames. It's, you know, based off of Thrasher, because I'm a skateboarder and I can actually wear that stuff because I actually skate and I can actually do kick flips and 360 flips and all that stuff. That's a whole nother subject. But as you can see here, after a while, the ink, I don't know what it is. It doesn't matter what t-shirt I've done or wear, or you buy it from whatever store. This always happens. It starts to fade and crack just with the ink. With like this ink on this shirt, I didn't make this shirt for example. This is Skate and Destroy, so this is a Thrasher magazine, skateboarding magazine t-shirt. They feels like they did this with water-based ink, and water-based ink is completely different than plastisol ink. And the reason why they call it plastisol ink is because there's actual plastic fibers inside the ink, and that's why it doesn't cure unless you hit it with a 350 degree temperature with a flash dryer or a conveyor belt dryer. If you want to do a cheaper route, you just hit it with a flash dryer, and you take one of these machines and use this machine as a final cure. And this is a heat press machine, if you're wondering what this is. Now, the heat transfer vinyl, it's a very simple process. I think the only process that's kind of time consuming is the weeding out, but that just depends on your design. Today this design is kind of out there for the weeding, but we're gonna do it. And the way to make the heat transfer vinyl is you got to use this machine over here. This right here is called vinyl cutter, vinyl plotter, whatever you want to call it. It does the same exact thing. You can cut out die cut stickers. It can cut out the heat transfer vinyl. It can cut out, this machine in particular, you can do design on the computer and cut it out in fabric. I've done that a couple times. And you know, it can do a lot of things, but right now we're going to use the heat transfer vinyl. We already have it loaded up and already did all the right settings and measures to make sure that it's not going to mess up, and this is how it works. The way that you want to load your shirt onto your heat press is completely different than the way that you load your shirt when you're doing screen printing with the board, because when you load your shirt with screen printing, you load it backwards. So when you do screen printing, everything is backwards. So you load it like this. So if we're doing screen printing, I have it lined up right here. I'm not really going to put it on, but you load it like this and you put it on the board like this. With the heat press, you want to take your shirt by the shoulder, from the collar, from the shoulder right here, from right here, and then lay that down. And then with mine, I have a piece of tape with it marked what's center right here in the middle. So I take it corner to corner or shoulder to shoulder, and this is the extra large because that's what size I wear. And then you want to load it, so you want to hit it off and then bring it down, and then this is what I do, and then I pull it just like so, so the tag, so I know exactly. So if the tag is almost lined up with this and it is almost straight. Even though that I'm eyeballing this, and because I've done it for such a long time, I can just eyeball it to make sure. Sometimes I'm off just by a centimeter or so, but that doesn't really matter. Nobody's gonna see it. But you want to take your ruler and make sure that it's straight, and then it should be, we'll see what it is, from board to inseam. I've said this hundreds of times in every video that I make, but just to make sure that if you're not subscribed and you're just watching this and you're learning how to do, if you want to learn this way or the screen printing way, you always want to do, I always do 3.5. So if it goes to, look, 3.5, I just know because I'm that good. And on this side I know it's 3.5, so if I go here, 3.5 on the board, pull this tight, 3.5. You always want to like triple check just to make sure. I leave the sticker on just as a reference, just because sometimes this is, some reason it's like I don't know, it's weird. Sometimes it's on there in a perfect area and it makes it straight, but you just want to take that off because you don't want that on your t-shirt. Then after you got it all lined up, everything's ready to go. T-shirts have moisture in them because this has just been inside my house. I bought this for a specific reason, and that's to make a t-shirt. And then to get that moisture out, you press it with nothing on there for 15 seconds. And that makes it all the moisture. Sometimes you'll see steam rising out of it. It's like almost a big iron. Basically that's what this is, basically like a big iron. See the steam? Smells nice. Smelled all the way over here.
Well, we certainly don't want to come in.
There should be one in the door.
Also, could you get my camera too? Could you get my camera too to my room, please?
Thank you.
Everything's good.
Well, you're inside and we're out here.
Yeah. You're in there watching TV and we're out here. Thank you.
Oh, we're fine. We're fine.
I'll patrol tonight. As long as it's good. You guys having fun? I'll be out there doing my job.
Thank you.
Alright,
There's not that much in there.
huh?
There's not that much in there.
That's what I said. It was open. Did you want me to get you an?
Was there a new one in there?
Not that I saw. Do you want me to grab you one from the warm one?
No, no, did I drink it all?
I think you already did. Did you drink 3 of them already? 4 of them already since Sunday?
Well, I drank one earlier because I made a ginger shot thing and I drank the rest of it.
Well, you don't have to worry about it.
I think you drank them, Brandon. Do you want me just to give you regular water?
No, it's okay. There's not that. I'll just drink this.
Okay.
It's fine.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I filmed half of that.
So right here, we got the image. We're gonna weed it out. I'm gonna use a knife and basically pick it out like a sticker. So this is how this happens. I have a special area where I did a test cut right here, and doing the test cut takes all the, where you know where it goes. Okay. Alright. Now I'm gonna weed this out, and the next step is to put it on a shirt. If I was gonna mass produce this design, I would go through the same people that I went through and get the plastisol heat transfers made so I could have this design at all times, but I haven't got that far yet. So I just do this just for myself, or if I'm just making one t-shirt for somebody and not making 20 t-shirts all at one time, I think it's okay just to do this. But if I was going to do a whole bunch, if I was doing 20, I would get plastisol heat transfers made, because I'm not messing with the screen printing no more. I'd rather do this. Okay, now we got every little dingleberry out of the situation. There you can see it's praying hands with flowers, and it says Crusaders Forever. Now we're going to press it on the shirt, and that's the next step and the last step. It's a little off, even though it's in a perfect, not a perfect square, it's a little bit off. I know how to fix it, and the way that you fix it is I'm just going to put the Forever on there last. So I'm just going to cut the Forever.
Be careful while you're doing that. You don't want to
No, yeah.
cut off a letter and make it look like.
Well, we have extra. If that happens, that's what that's for. But
still.
yeah,
Caution.
I'm just making it so this is how you fix something. If it's a little bit crooked, you can straighten it out yourself. And then you want to use this. It's called a Teflon sheet. And you don't have to use a Teflon sheet, but the Teflon sheet just makes it so it's a little more protectant underneath there, so the letters or the image don't get burnt. And you leave it on there for 15 seconds. Then after I pull it, I'm gonna pop on the Forever and make sure that this part is straight, because it was just off just a hair, and we can eyeball it and make it straight with our eyes. 15, pop them, and then drop them, and then we can just rip that off.
That looks better.
Yeah, that looks good. You know, it looks dope. Like, it looks better than some of my screen printed stuff. And I can have this, show this off as a screen, like I can say, yeah, I screen printed this t-shirt, but no, I really didn't. It's heat transfer vinyl. I'm not gonna say that I screen printed the t-shirt, but I can give it that crispy heat transfer feel. I mean, not the heat transfer feel, but that crispy screen printed feel. It feels the exact same. It looks good. It looks better, I think, in the long run, because like I said before in another video, screen printing, it doesn't matter if you have micro registration or if your registration is on point all the time. Screen printing, like I was saying, it has, you know, if you have micro registration, or like me, I just have registration, like I pop that down and the screen stays, and then I just have this basic registration. There's no micro registration. Micro registration is like, so you can get it centimeters basically on point all the time. But that does not matter. Your shirt, if you're doing a 3-color shirt, 9 times out of 10, that 10th one or that 9th one is going to be off. Like, your base color is going to be off, or your image of like the top color is going to be off. It doesn't matter, because you're doing this all the time. Slamming this down, rotating it, slam it, even though this is not bolted to no table, but just like doing this all the time and doing 3 colors. This one was the main one that I use all the time because it was tight. But like doing this all the time with your colors and everything, your registration is going to be off 9 times out of 10. Heat transfer vinyl and doing t-shirts with the heat press, there's no room for error. Every shirt is going to be straight, on mark, all the time, on point, because you're using rulers, or a big rulers, small rulers, and if you're doing more than one shirt or more than one color, you get the straight edge out and make sure everything is on point. It's never going to fail, because you're right here over the top looking at it. You're not down over here like this with the screen print. You're over the top looking at it, making sure that everything is straight, and you're the one that put it down. Even though that you're still putting it down yourself with screen printing, with the screen and everything, that machine, the board itself, will move around. Alright, so this is all my own opinion, and from my experience from screen printing for 8 to 10 years of my life, and doing both, and I resorted back just to heat transfer, because the things that I explained, the t-shirt's gonna be straight all the time, the image is gonna be straight all the time, and you saw how that happened when I was doing it. Yeah, it was square, but somehow it just uneven the letters for some reason. It was just probably me, user error. I didn't make sure that the Forever was lined up straight on my computer, so it kind of dipped down, and I cut cut across, so I made it one image. I made 2 images out of 1 image, and I made everything straight. So we're out here Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I think, yeah, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, new videos. So again, I want to say thank you. If you have any comments and you have any questions about things other than, or if you want to go depth into detail of the difference, like if you have a question about screen printing, or if you have a question about heat transfer, and if you're trying to get into it, or like if you screen print and you do heat transfer and you do both like I used to, let's talk about it. And this t-shirt is going to be down in the link below on the website, and I'm not pressuring you to buy anything. I'm just saying go down there, click on the link, look at the t-shirt, and tell me what you think about the website. So again, out here Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Until then, we'll see you soon.
Jack's here. I just have to find him.
How can you be sure?
Brandon, I swear to God, I will throw it
I can't hide it.
in the trash.
This is kind of a bad